Today we have the 2018 Honda Civic EX Turbo Edition with the 1.5 liter turbo. I used to drive a Honda Civic for a couple of years, and I got it solely on the fact that it was economical, it was pretty inexpensive, and I could rely on it. This one, you get the same thing, except it's way better. So let's check it out. Before I get started, I want to thank Honda Cars of Rockwall in Rockwall, Texas for letting me make this video possible. They were very generous to let me show you the Civic. I'll be sure to put all their information down below in the description box. If you're in the DFW area, please be sure to check them out and they will take care of you. Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in to this review of the 2018 Honda Civic EX-T, aka the Turbo Edition. If you're new to my channel, please check out some other videos. I try to post at least one per week. As we move around back, Honda's got this distinct C-shaped headlights. Love them or hate them, it's what they all have now. Backup camera is standard here. There's a little camera down by the license plate. This is a blue color. What do you guys think of it? It's kind of an electric blue. I think it looks pretty nice. Standard on this trim are 17-inch wheels. 16-inch is standard on the base model, but you do get 17 here and up. I'll show you inside, but right over there is the Honda Lanewatch camera. More on that in a little bit. We do get LED daytime running lights. We do not get LED headlights unless you go for the top trim level. These are projector beam halogen headlights though, so they should be sufficient. Down below, you do get fog lights as well. What do you guys think of the exterior? I apologize if you can hear the wind. It is pretty darn windy out right now. This does come with smart key access. It does have push button start. If you're close to the car, you just stick your hand in the door handle and then it will unlock for you. You can push the button to lock it. Let's move inside. Now that I'm inside the Honda Civic, it's a pretty comfortable place to be. I wouldn't necessarily call it really comfortable, but these seats do the job. You know, it's about what you would expect for a car of this class. Right here we have a pump to move the seat up and down. You can just pull up on it and it will lift the seat. Otherwise, there's no power adjustability. You can just recline and scoot it forward manually. In order to get leather seats or power, you'd have to move up to the EXL. Steering wheel right here. The lever is quite a ways down, but you do get a good amount of adjustability with this steering wheel. At 5'9", I have plenty of headspace. I have a little bit above me, and this model does even have a sunroof. Starting over at the door, we have a somewhat soft material up here, a cloth material here, as well as your armrest, which is not very padded. It is soft though. You do get automatic power windows for the driver and the passenger. Your mirror controls right over there. Your button to pop the trunk. And your hood pop button right there. Storage in the door is about what you would expect in a car of this class. You do have a bottle holder that is not very large, just a small bottle and small storage back here. We do have the smart key system. That does mean that we have push button start, foot on the brake, push the button, starts right up, and you can see the nice digital display right here. You get a digital speedometer as well as the digital tachometer right behind it. Even the side gauges like the fuel and the temperature are digital as well. There in the center screen you can differentiate what you see. Right now you see average fuel economy, and we haven't even driven in here, so don't let that number fool you. You can see the temperature down below, the time, your current trip. If you go to the steering wheel and you see the pages button right there, you can push that to move through a few different things that you can access here, such as your fuel and your settings, your music, your phone, and some messages as well. The steering wheel is leather wrapped, as well as the shifter. We do get steering wheel controls for your audio, and I just showed you the information display right up there. You have your calling features and your voice activation down below. One cool thing about this, if you ever have been in some older Civics or even some older Hondas, you'll notice that these start to wear out. This actually has a plastic coating on top of it that is clear, so it will never ever wear and lose its marking. Over on the right side, we do have the cruise control settings. This does have automatic headlights and fog lights as well. We have a sliding visor as well as a vanity light right there. This model does have a sunroof. Sunroof controls to open and tilt are right up there next to the regular lights. This does not have a sunglasses holder up there or a garage home link system. This is a traditional flip for the night vision mirror. It is not automatic dimming. Overall, the cabin is a pretty nice look. You know, you really don't expect to see something like this in a lower end car such as the Civic and the EX model. This is not even the touring model. As we go to look at this touchscreen, this is 7 inches and it does look pretty nice. It's a little bit of a tablet style, but it still has some integration involved. You do have Honda Link's main system right here, but you can plug in your smartphone and access Android Auto or Apple CarPlay to where you can see different things on your phone. If you're not familiar with it, just look up another YouTube video for it. There's a lot that you can do with it, such as, you know, view your podcasts, your messages, and access other apps that are on your phone. Climate control is a little bit of a bugger here. It is dual zone automatic, which is nice, but let's say you don't want it to be on automatic for it to hold the temperature. Let's say you get in your car and you want to turn the fan up really fast right away. In order to do that, you have to hit the climate button and then you have to hit the touch screen. So if you have gloves on and it's freezing out, you're out of luck with that. And then to get back out of it, you can either hit auto or you have to go back to the climate button and manually adjust it yourself. So you'll probably want to keep it on the auto most of the time anyways. When you adjust the temperature, you can see up there on the top left of the screen, as well as the passenger over here. If you move that one, it will change. Otherwise, you can hit sync to make them both the same. We do have cloth 3-tiered heated seats for the driver and the passenger right over there. Moving over to the side, we have our glove box. It is not locking, but it is pretty good size to store quite a bit in there. One really cool feature that you can somewhat see down there, sorry it's a little bright, but there are actually 2 little spots for you to feed some wires through the back to where you can have maybe your phone sitting there and charge it from behind there without those wires getting in the way. Behind it is where you can plug in for your Apple CarPlay as well as a standard 12-volt outlet. Here's the leather wrap shifter that I told you about. This is a CVT transmission. It does give you a sport option and a low option. There are no paddle shifters in this car, however. If you do shift into reverse, you do get a standard backup camera that is with guidance lines, and it actually has a wide angle view, normal view, and a top-down view looking straight down from the bumper. You get Honda's brake hold button, electronic parking brake, econ button to help you with economy and basically preventing you from gunning it around town and wasting gas. As we move further back, we got Honda's center console right here. My water bottle does fit in this second cup holder, which is a little bit larger than the first one. This one's a little skinnier. It does still fit, but it's a tight fit. These are not adjustable cup holders, so you'll have to deal with, you know, maybe a can or something smaller in there, possibly moving around. This is not very padded. It is cloth material and it actually sits kind of low, so my arm really doesn't rest on there very well unless I lower the seat down. It does move forward and backwards, as well as open up like that for a little knick-knack storage back there. We do have a sliding storage right here, and these cup holders can actually slide and expose a bigger bin down below. And you can see that cup holder and an extra USB port as well. If I move everything forward, then you can see this big bin down here. This is another example of Honda's clever engineering on the inside of their cars. Honda sensing is not standard, but it is available. It does come standard on the top touring trim. But one cool feature that this car does have is Honda Lanewatch. You turn your blinker on to the right, and then you can see there's actually a camera mounted underneath of that mirror where you can see on this 7-inch screen what is over there. Pretty cool. Since we have the EX-T model, the T stands for turbo, and we have the 1.5 liter turbo engine right here. This engine is mated with the CVT transmission. You will get 174 horsepower and 162 pound-feet of torque. The CVT is there for fuel economy, and you get 32 in the city and 42 on the highway, which is very impressive. If you opt for a Civic with a 6-speed manual, you'll get 174 horsepower but 167 pound-feet of torque. Your miles per gallon will drop down a little bit, just to 31 in the city and 42 on the highway still. If you opt for the 2-liter 4-cylinder, the basic non-turbo engine, you will lose some horsepower and some torque down to 158 horsepower and 138 pound-feet of torque. You will also drop 1 mile per gallon in the city and 2 miles per gallon on the highway with the CVT transmission. In the back seat, these seats are still soft. I just don't have a whole lot of headroom. My hair is touching the ceiling right now. In terms of leg space though, that's excellent. If you get somebody that's 5'9" or less, they shouldn't really have any problem being back here. Good foot space, good leg space, and a decently comfortable seat overall. The back door is essentially the same as the front door with the same cloth, not very soft armrest. A little bit of storage in the door. As you can see right here, I do have plenty of space being 5'9". Back here there are no USB ports in this trim or no vents. There is a floor hump in the middle, so if any middle passengers are going to want to be small or children. We do get a center armrest right here with 2 small cup holders, and it is a soft cloth material. As we take a look at the trunk is spacious with just over 15 cubic feet. But one interesting thing is that the Touring actually is listed at 14.7. I'm not exactly sure why. If any of you know, please let me know. Nice, large, wide opening. You know, it goes fairly deep on both sides. If you want to lower the seats down in any level except the base model, you can push or pull these little levers, pull on that, and then you'll be able to pull that seat down. Same goes on the passenger side. Now those seats are free to go down. Here's a look from the back seat with the pass-through with the trunk open. That's going to wrap everything up. Thank you so much for watching. Please consider subscribing. I do try to post at least 1, hopefully 2 videos every week on different makes and models. Let me know what you thought of this Civic down below. I just also did the Civic Hatchback Sport, so look for a link for that and take a look at that video, because there are some definite differences between this and the hatchback model. So please take a look at that. If you have any comments, leave them down below. What do you think of this car? What do you think of the color? Would you go for the turbo or would you go for the basic 4-cylinder? Let me know what you think. Have a great day.